a new Spider-Man film, so of course we have the obligatory tie-in game of the same name, The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yes, it's not very amazing though, is it?
No, not really.
We quite liked the last Spider-Man game. Sure, it had rough edges, but the charm of swinging around an open-world Manhattan and fighting epic bosses was undeniable.
Hey, come back! I'm pretty sure he's talking to you!
Such good slinging, Hex.
Yeah, but this feels like a poor copy-paste job of that, with most of the good bits removed. Let's take a look at the story, which, to be honest, is a bit all over the shop.
Hey! Check that out.
It begins with Uncle Ben getting shot in the first film, and then fast-forwards to somewhere in an alternate version of the new film. Spidey is trying to hunt down Uncle Ben's killers, but of course soon comes up against a range of villains trying to get in his way.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it? And none of the actors are from the film. Spidey doesn't even look like Andrew Garfield.
No, I mean, I can imagine.
Cutscenes are also poorly written, and their acting and lip syncing is pretty woeful.
There's so much to learn.
It does feel quite dated though, doesn't it? Especially on next gen and PC.
Yeah, I think the city itself looks okay, but the loading Hex is just everywhere. Hello 2008 called. It wants its loading times back.
Snap.
I went there.
Why can't you and the Russians play nice? Huh?
Also, the way Spidey is constantly overacting and moving around really started to grate on me. Why are you clinging to that? Just stand on the floor and talk like a normal person for 3 seconds.
They've also put in these interactive cutscenes where you can choose which questions you want to ask. They are absolutely pointless though. They don't reveal anything extra or interesting, so there's no benefit to asking any of them. They're just an excuse for stilted dialogue.
You feel better?
My husband's still gone. I think that'll hurt forever.
At least it gives you the option to skip them.
Swinging through the city is still easily the best part of this game.
Before you could just attach webs to the sky, but now you actually have to sling off buildings.
Yeah, and that's how it worked in Spider-Man 2, which I think we can all agree was the best Spider-Man game ever. This time, the extra complexity they've worked into it often made it feel a bit clunky. I mean, it may not have been so realistic in the last game, but at least it felt smooth and cinematic there.
And now it's unrealistic in a different way. The laws of physics and momentum obviously don't apply to this Spidey.
Forward and back. Yeah.
It's like he's controlling gravity with his mind, Hex.
Amazing. Out in the open world now, there's also a kind of morality meter. If you do little side quests and help people, you'll become a hero. But if you ignore them, you'll become a menace and authorities will start to give you a hard time.
Just felt like busy work to me, having to run around and stop all those crimes before they expire. And there's not much variety to those missions. You'll mostly either beat up car thieves or rescue hostages from cars. That first hostage rescue was pretty exciting though.
Yeah, but those photo side missions are really silly. You find these police cars with laptops on their hoods and a police officer standing next to it. Then you walk up and take a photo of the evidence on the laptop right in front of the cop.
Now that's a beautiful shot.
That's some fine police work, officer. Keeping the city safe. Combat is basically the same from the last game too, borrowing from the Arkham style of upgradable attacks and counters. But it doesn't really come together. You end up just mash attack and counter when the red flashy things appear.
One of the biggest letdowns is that the boss fights are so terrible. All the bosses are just human-sized opponents with really repetitive combat sequences. I mean, remember those huge epic bosses from the last game? They were great, but there's just nothing like that here.
Yeah, this is a pretty classic case of movie tie-in-itis, I think.
Yeah, I want to say something nice about it because I feel like we've whinged a lot.
Well, I did like the variety of costumes. They all come with their own stat boosts, and that was a nice touch.
Yeah, I guess. But what are you giving it, Barjo?
Well, there's not much reason to play this if you played the last one, so I'm giving it 4 out of 10 rubber chickens.
Yes, it's the amazingly average Spider-Man, so I'm giving it the amazingly average score of 4 as well.
Hex! Crime!